to Amazon.
Oh, here we are.
Mathematics is hard. Mathematics is hard.
Is this thing on?
I managed to do the thing where we go live on Instagram and we go live on here, and it's a whole big thing.
Sweet.
Technical as F. Because a new platform means you probably shouldn't swear in the first 2 seconds of the show again. But hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to UCR Live, Uncensored Radio's weekly recap of the craziness and conundrum that is the modern world. And for Australia, yes, time zones things have changed again. So we're on at 12 o'clock.
Good afternoon.
I know, and I didn't forget this time, Jeff. Usually this is the time of the year where I'll still be asleep or something will happen. And Jeffrey's like, where are you? I'm like, 2 seconds.
Yes, but we fixed that after the last snafu, because now I have your phone number. So I'd be like, ring, 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 ring.
Girl, where are you?
I set my cell phone plan so that I can call your ass and it doesn't cost me a dime.
I think it was the last time I slid into home just as the credits roll. You started the show. I'm like, start the show. You're like, what do you mean? I'm like, start the show. I'm like, whoosh, slid straight into home base just as the credits ended. I'm like, I'm here. It was someone's first show, wasn't it? Was it Chris?
Was it Tim's?
Oh, Tim, it was someone's. It was someone's like first-ish.
I think we were
someone's first-ish show. I was like, I slid into home like a motherfucker. I'm like, yes, girl, I'm here. I think I have
because I just opened it and then boom.
Yeah. And then I did the intro. I'm like, I'm here, motherfuckers. Let's do this.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's good. Look, hey, I as you can see by the TikTok. You're Jeffrey. The other one's Luke. Luke's very impressed with my professionalism when he tries to distract me, and he thinks that TikTok that he's just put up is the funniest thing in the world. So,
well, I saw he sent me a thing like, oh, the girls got on the radio show TikTok page and thought they were hot shit. I deleted it real quick.
Luke's daughter and her cousin decided to film some TikToks, and they got up on Uncensored Radio. Just a little dance moment. So if you saw random children dancing, we haven't branched out into like JoJo Siwa territory. So we're not corrupting the children and making them work for free. That's just free range children. No, we did a clip from Uncensored Horror this week. There's my phone going off. So professional. Which the review of Jeepers Creepers Reborn, who knew, is going off like a frog in a sock. Everyone's like, oh, I want to know what happens. I'm like, it's the worst movie we've ever seen.
Is it
okay. Yeah. Hi, Samara. No, it is. It's the one that came out last year. We did a little retrospective leading up to it because it was the first new one in however long. And for some reason, we just never got around to watching it and finishing it. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Oh my goodness.
Must be lunchtime at work. Hey, Babs.
It's like you say Candyman or Bloody Mary in a mirror. And...
yeah. Fegula. He appears.
You can't say that. You got to say power bottom.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, branding.
Branding.
We're going to be coarse in the first few minutes.
It's 3 minutes. We're 4 minutes in.
We're almost 4 minutes in.
We're 4 minutes.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
It's not like I said he was a cum guzzling whore. We watched Jeepers Reborn, and as Katie McCarthy said, it's an hour and a half of your life you'll never get back. But our review is probably more interesting than the movie. So if you want to see that, check it out. It was on last week. Jeffrey, I think that the people need to know what's happening behind you. Why? What's
happening? It's a video game.
Dun 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 dun. I'm Princess Peach, and I'm gonna go say Mario.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Tyler's birthday. The party planner came over, and we had a Mario / Minecraft theme because we're all bipolar over here. So so she came over and decorated, and that's the little backdrop that was left.
The remnants of the party that was.
I got balls hanging from the light in front of me.
Well, it would
Well,
be
we
the
can't
first
see
time.
Damn.
No.
It would not
I
be the
wish.
first time in that house. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
I have never had anybody hanging from the chandeliers in this bitch. Thank you very much.
Okay. Just
Feeling
It's not a good
Why not?
idea to have things hanging from your chandeliers.
sorry?
It's not a good idea to have people hang from your chandeliers.
Not these ones, no.
no, unless they're sturdy and the people are
Unless
tiny.
they're Sia.
Yeah.
Right.
That bitch needs to shut up about the chandelier, though. We get it. We get it, Sia. How's the as she coughs, how is the lovely Christina this week in her ponytail of justice?
Fucking dandy.
Fucking
Yeah.
dead.
Living the dream. No, I'm fighting off a cold. Everything is going to be fine. And I feel much better today. You did not want to see me 2 days ago. I was a fucking hot mess.
Oh, you were
But
fine.
I am no, oh my God. Tuesday night, I think it was. It was bad. It was a bad night. But I'm better, so it's good. And I get to see Jeffrey tomorrow. And Vera too, because I get
Oh
to
my,
see
oh my
her,
God! You're actually wait. You're actually going?
Are you going to be in?
I'm going. What? What?
Are you going to be here in time for the show?
I will be. You bet your little bottom I will be, right?
And I got a babysitter. I got a babysitter coming, so we're gonna sneak out. We're gonna come to the show, and then we're gonna go ahead with all beverages. So I
What show?
Yeah.
Just a rumor.
My comedy showcase tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
Then we're gonna take Vera out. We're gonna get her lick it up and get her dance naked on the bar.
Yay!
I can feel it already.
Aw. Why am
It's
I
gonna
not
happen.
there?
We're gonna do
Why not
Coyote
there?
Ugly, bitch.
No, we ain't
I'm
doing
ready.
Coyote Ugly.
Oh, oh, oh.
I can do the noise. I just can't get on the step stool.
Oh God, it's too high.
Well,
Stop it!
shut
It gives
up,
me
boy.
vertigo.
If I fall, I'll break a hip.
Don't push me a fall.
Hey,
Don't
what
push
a
me up,
great
boy.
story. Like, how'd you break your hip?
Right?
It wasn't like I fell in the shower. Well, what happened was I did a comedy show and then I went out with these crazy bitches afterwards and we ended up at this bar. We ended up with my bra up around the fucking ceiling fan and then I ended up on top of the bar. You know what I mean? Like, it's a story. It's a good
Swinging from the
story.
chandelier, right? Oh my God.
Jeff has done
I can see it
showcases
now.
with me before, and he knows that before I go on, I do the tits up from Mrs. Maisel.
It's up. Yes. I love that.
I wasn't paying attention the other night when we were doing a rehearsal, and I just went tits up. And one of the guys that's in the showcase like, "Did you just do tits up?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Well,
I got so flustered, I went up on my very first line.
to be fair,
Oh.
they stole that from a living legend that we're going to talk about today. Teeth
Oh.
tapped and never mind. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
So
Don.
Vera, we
Independence
obviously know
Day? Is that what
we
you're
know
doing?
what's up Independence Day. Yeah, obviously we know what's going on with you this week. You're a busy
Well,
girl.
mostly the showcase. I've been
Yeah.
prepping for that. Went to
Yeah.
Tyler's birthday party this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was
Just
very
stabs on with the
excited.
mic.
My swag bag on the way out there, Jeff.
Oh, you
very
didn't
nice.
get one?
I didn't. I forgot.
Oh, I've got one for you.
Jeffrey will make it a special adult one for Auntie Vera.
They have eye watches, and
Yeah.
they have little bottles of liquor.
PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5s, Teslas, you know.
Yeah, a Tesla
I'll
key.
just take the
Yeah.
$107.
Just the key.
Yeah.
Tyler.
105 of your $107.
Oh, cute.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
have
look,
to.
she went all out with the theme. I like it.
She did.
I'll play Minecraft with your kids.
Yeah,
I
I
swear to
had
God,
no
those are
idea.
awesome.
She's just like, do you have a budget? I was like, just whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the hit of the party was those blow-up swords.
Yeah,
Oh my
kids
God,
love
she had so
poking
many.
and
I had
smacking
no
each
idea.
other.
She just showed up with all this shit, and I was like, oh, all
Did
right.
you get to keep those, or did she take those?
No,
back?
she did. She's like, all this shit. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, come
What do
on.
I
You
do
don't
with all
do all the
this
time.
shit?
I'm like, take this shit back and use it for something else. She's like, you paid
Yeah.
for it. I'm like, I don't care. Go fucking use it for somebody else's shit.
I'll give you.
I'm-
Look, we're giving you a good review.
I'm like, I'll say
Yeah.
that if you need it for somebody else, babe, I got it for you. Okay.
Jeffrey has an attic.
Those
has
blow
a
up
lot of
swords with
things.
the head.
Steven, I have not been up there since the last time you and I went up there.
I went,
My
this is a
favorite
mess.
moment in the party was Briar. He's 2. How old is he? He's pretty young.
Yeah.
And he
He'd
was
have to be
playing with the
2,
big
right?
boys, and he was whacking that sword
Oh, yeah.
really hard. And his dad came up and said, Briar. And he takes the sword and just starts hugging and looking at him.
Oh.
Butter wouldn't melt. I'm
Oh,
sure.
God.
No. I thought the best one was because there was Branson, who's like Gabe's age, and Briar, okay? And we have like the big Nerf guns, and at one point Branson takes it in the living room and he's like, "Get ready to be gangbanged." I almost fell out the fucking living room, right? So I come in and
Jeffrey's
turn,
like,
I'm
me first.
and I'm like, Kelly, oh my God. And it's like, only your kid, right? Because Branson just goes, and she's like, oh my God. Brian's like, what? What happened? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, Briar just grabbed a Nerf gun and told all the kids they better get ready to be gangbanged. Briar doesn't talk. And Brian's like, he did? He's like, what the hell are we saying? You know? And I'm like, oh, no, not Briar. No. Like,
Too many gays.
No.
2.5-year-old being like, gangbang. I'm like,
You're gonna be
Oh
gangbanged.
my
I'm
God.
like, Brian, if he said bathhouse, I wouldn't be shocked, but not gangbang.
Yeah, right.
You know?
That's
Oh.
like I was watching Megan
just
Trainor. I was
kidding.
watching one of Megan Trainor's TikToks about how her kids repeating everything that they're saying at the moment. His uncle was talking about ripping cigs, so it was ripping cigs, like smoking, and the kid just all the time now goes, ripping cigs. Have you seen her kid?
kid
He's like a
cute.
little ranger with
Oh
huge
my
glasses.
God.
He's like,
Big round
ripping cigs.
Look, I have a
It's the
tag
Oh,
of
man.
children that are
Your
convinced
shirt.
that I'm Jesus.
I
I don't even know how it really started, but Anna when she was a little kid.
Yeah,
I'll
it's funny
take
what
it.
they cling. It's funny what they cling on to, and they're like, people just associate like the kids just like, this is you. It's like, okay, cool, radio, it's all good.
Oh.
Like, I want one of them to latch on that. Yes, fuck man, your son's fire truck by Vera. I'm gonna get somebody.
Maybe
Somebody.
someone of
If
legal
Vera, I
of
gotta
legal
say,
age.
if you don't figure out how to include that tomorrow, I'm gonna be devastated.
There is no fire truck in tomorrow's set.
Damn.
No fire
You have to remember to just go. And if you liked me tonight, check me out on Uncensored Radio. Oh.
Oh.
There's gotta be a plug. There better be a plug.
Okay.
Name drop.
We can do
Yep.
that. I hadn't done
All-
that.
All the help we can get.
Oh my God! Speaking of, I was at.
Blah, blah,
Say
blah.
that again.
Candy and I had a catering gig, right? And all of a sudden, somebody's like, "Hey, you're Vera's friend, right? You guys got their radio show?" I'm like,
See?
Oh
I
my
couldn't tell you
God.
what the bitch's name was to save my life, but it was her and her man, and I had seen her somewhere else. And she was friends of yours, so she watches the show. So I'm so
Yeah.
sorry I can't remember your name, and you were friends with my aunt too. So hi, but it's your
Oh,
friend
well,
here.
I told you what
It's-
happened at Christmas time
Yeah.
when we had that Christmas game in the office. Name one thing that nobody would
Yeah.
know about you.
Yeah.
And I said I co-host an international podcast.
Yeah.
And one of the nurse practitioners starts making faces from across the room. I saw it. I know it was you.
It's gonna drive me nuts now, but it's gonna come back to me later. But she knew you, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, I know this chick from somewhere, right? Like she looked familiar, and so did the husband, and then too, she knew my aunt Cindy.
Kim Nolan.
Yes, that's it.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, we've
Yes, Kim
decided.
watches the show all the time.
But
Yes,
it's funny.
yes, this
Every time we think nobody watches, somebody goes. One of Luke's friends is like, one of Luke's friends is like, I had to stop watching the Jeepers Creepers review because I had to go to work. When does it come out as an audio? I usually listen to it on Spotify. I'm like,
the thing
wow.
that like
Hello?
trips me out.
hello.
Have you had anybody like come up and like say things that will say or like and I'm like, how do you know about that?
How do you know that?
Right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think about this shit. So I'm like, what?
Because people have seen our conversations are of public record.
Right. And they're like, or they'll talk about one of you guys, and I'm like, oh yeah, you met when he was like, what?
No, this is
I
going
don't
out
get
to the
that.
universe. The alien.
Nobody,
Yeah, you're
I
not
don't watch it.
decentralized.
Right now,
Yeah,
it's
you
the
would.
little tiny ripples. We need it to get bigger.
You never
Yeah.
You never know because of the associations that we have. I had people that I've never met. I don't know have watched this show because of Anna Renata, and then we'll go on.
Look, you got to be
on
real
a tour.
careful because my
Yeah.
doppelganger, apparently, the people were confusing me there for a minute. This was some shit. People are
What's
yes.
up, dude?
Who was it?
Oh
Power.
my Jesus Christ.
Oh, was it the
Maybe we'll
TikTok
talk about
guy?
it later.
I don't look anything like him in there.
No,
Oh,
you
God.
don't.
No, it's fucking so
Who?
annoying. But the
Well, you
fucking
might-
Austin, the one power, he was the Red Ranger.
Austin St. John.
I guess he like
The Red
that guy.
he's
Ranger.
selling some merch that has quotes on it from Hitler, and people are pissed. And one
Oh
of the
my
other ones is
God.
like throwing shade at him, and everybody's got their ass hairs in an uproar. And I'm like, oh God, why does he got to be the one?
Because we know our best laid intentions always get messed around. We'll see.
I like
We'll see
being
how.
associated with Polly better. I love.
We'll see
Polly.
how. We'll see how Katrina goes next weekend. I guess.
Oh, the 17th.
There's been bits and
It
pieces.
was
of that.
Josh. Or no, right? No, Drake.
Katrina's
No.
on
Drake Bell.
Yeah.
but Katrina's
I know.
documentary is coming out next week. They were on
Next
Good Morning
week?
America.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Things are gonna get crazy, but that's okay. I told her to be prepared. She was like, whatever. I knew that the day after we spoke about it and like we'd gotten off the podcast and I got a TikTok from like the British Associated Press showing the whole trailer. I'm like, you might want to screen your phone calls and messages for a little while. She's like, what do you mean? I went, this shit's international now, baby. You get ready for it. Get ready for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
Interesting times for Katrina A. Johnson. I'm sure she'll let us know exactly how she feels because she's not shy, as we're about to see with this week's
Oh God.
Hot load of hot topics.
Anytime now.
Hot load of hot topics.
That's
17 years like on screen sexualness.
Christina got
Oh,
bombed.
I didn't think you would actually hear that or see that.
No, we saw Trap Daddy.
I had to say goodnight.
I had to say goodnight to Trap Daddy. Oh, gee. It's been all kinds of good stuff. All right, we have to talk about this first because it started out as a joke, but now this is like an international incident. This fucking picture of Kate.
I don't get it.
Okay, so it was released on
Fuck
Mother's
you,
Day
Candy.
as like a symbol of, she's all well after her going into hospital and la la la, hasn't been seen. Rah, rah, rah. This picture was released officially by Kensington Palace, like da 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 da. Now, some eagle-eyed amazingness. They've gone in and spotted parts where it doesn't sync up. There's patterns and stuff that don't sync up. There's blurring and all that kind of stuff, which suggests that the photo has been photoshopped. So much so that the Associated Press and Getty Images have announced a kill for it. So when you go and look at this image on our Facebook page now, it's blurred out. Any media outlet that has put this up, because it's now suspected as a fraudulent document, it's been blurred out. Now the reason why is possibly in the photo as well. In that photograph, which is apparently sanctioned by Will and Grace, I was about to say. Guess what? Will and Catherine.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes, allegedly. She's not wearing a wedding ring.
Well, one
So
of the
what?
Now,
He's
this is where
nothing.
This is where this is where it goes. Like, as with everything on TikTok and social media, There's conspiracies that she's dead, that there's some big giant thing, blah, 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 blah.
I don't
What
think she's
seems more likely, because I did a bit of an examination, is the reaction of the British press. Now, they've been screwed over. The British press is in the back pocket of the royal family.
Yeah.
They get exclusives. They get, they get all this information. They get to control the narrative when it suits them. If you look back the last 18 months or so, the narrative was, the narrative is that, certain people are horrible, horrible individuals that have to move to America, never to be seen again. And certain people's are shining paragons of justice that should be celebrated. Except for the fact that it seems now that the British press have been fucked over, as it were, it's time to tell some truths outside of what's going on in the press. So we have talked about it before. There are well-established rumors that William has had a long-time affair with their friend Rose Hambury. And as of Christmas, these rumors are getting stronger. It's been discovered that she may in fact be pregnant with William's child and refusing to take care of the situation, which has sent Kate into a bit of a... She had to go and have a rest. But because there's been no official word, is because once she got out of the palace, she's not saying a word to them. She is refusing to speak to anyone to do with the royal family. She's essentially gone rogue. So she is, she could be bringing it down. And the interesting part is the British press that is so monarchy is dirty secrets now. And they're pushing this narrative. Who is Rose Hambury? Out of nowhere. This week, all of these little profiles of this woman have started. She's like a duchess of something down the road. But all of these public profiles are now popping up at who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Because there's been a rumor that a royal divorce is coming down the pipe. So are they setting her up for a press do-over like they did Camilla? I'll leave that to you. What do we think's happening?
Fix Camilla in my eyes.
No, she's fucked. Dogsy's here. I know. Not this again. I got her Mother's Day. It was all over the place. And I don't know which brother is which. I just know the ginger one and the other one's aged like milk. True. True. We love dogs.
I think if Homegirl was smart, she'd go run into her brother-in-law and her sister-in-law.
That's what people are saying.
She should be going to team up with them, and she should go blast that fucking family and go spill the truth.
Yeah, word.
Well, we've already got some of the tea from
Harry and his
Harry and Meghan. So we know that the firm is trying to control this and trying to spin this. But I don't blame her for going radio silent. Come on. She rearranged her life to fit that royal profile.
Well, not even. She's been bred and born and bred to do this. She was put in the right schools, put in the right social circles to marry this man.
Monarch forever.
But you don't think that this is crazy that like they all had an issue with their father and that he's gonna go and do the same fucking thing his dad did?
Well,
and then meanwhile, at the same time, you don't think that this is also a distraction because that maybe the king's in trouble, like that he could, maybe
I don't think so
not
because
be doing well.
As we were saying, the press, they control the press narrative. Why would Kensington Palace put out a photo like this that is so obviously easily detectable as a fraud when they want to control them? That like the narrative of where is Kate has been huge for a while, and now because of this photo, it's 100 times worse.
We're talking about all this instead of the king's health.
But no one cares.
The king's not going to make. He's not for 2 years.
Yeah, he's going to die. But I think
Camilla.
Right, but I think that would cause chaos.
The more pressing thing, it will. But look at these. We talked. Actually, I remember saying this a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about one of them. those Harry and Meghan stories aren't necessarily true. They were placed in the media to distract from the affair news, to keep that out of the presses, to keep that out. Well, they've got to have. There's always someone that's on the side of good, and that's how it rolls. But
I can't
it's
stop
interesting.
chuckling about Dogsy's comment that he aged like milk.
He has. Poor Will. He was a good looking kid.
He was.
Yeah, he was a good looking kid, and now not so much. I as much as we don't want to be our parents, sometimes that's what happens. That is learned behavior, whether you know it or not. Like, we've all made mistakes. Like, how often do you go, "Oh my god, that's my mother/father coming out of my mouth"? If you grew up around that, it's acceptable. You know what I mean? Obviously it's acceptable. His side piece became the queen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's acceptable behavior.
Yeah, no, I'll never fuck Camilla.
Yeah, fuck Camilla.
Pitbull.
Fuck Camilla. She is a pit bull.
I do have to say though, like when I looked at the picture, it took me a very long time to like even see what it was. I had to Google what the fuck was actually changed. I'm like, what are people up in an uproar about this? Because like I don't see it. They were like, oh, her hair is blurred. Okay,
But
she could have like moved, and then like the hand was slightly off, like in the thing. Like I get that. Like the boy's finger, like my finger looks like it's bent back. Like it's bent back. It's not like off.
Dogsy says his
But I'm just
hairline
saying,
looks like a
like-
policeman's helmet.
Dogsy's killing me tonight.
Wait, you
Um,
put that up
like-
again?
He says his hairline looks
like
like a policeman's helmet. I haven't agreed with any of them since Diana.
Same.
Agreed.
But see,
Agreed.
this is
Bring
this is
Diana back.
opening people's eyes about. At the end of my little TikTok doom scroll session that I did last night around this topic, they're like, "This is exactly what happened with Diana. She wouldn't be controlled, so they had to she had to be." And apparently, one of Diana's next, she was doing landmines and doing all that cause. Diana's next cause that she was going to start to champion was Palestine.
Oh, fuck.
Isn't that what
Says
everybody's
people-
getting in
Says
trouble
people
for?
close to her. Yeah.
Yes.
All the
We're gonna talk more
actors?
about we're gonna talk more about Palestine today because there's big news. But controllable behavior is a very interesting topic this week, especially with this one. This
Is that a
now
Muppet?
this no, that would be Marjorie Taylor Greene. So
Get
Get the
not
fuck
in-
out of here.
you-
That looks like Jim Henson's Muppets.
I'm
you
gonna
are
be her
not
for Halloween.
incorrect. Look, you are not incorrect that with the Muppet comparison. Let's just put it that way. Marjorie is
It looks like
Big
that one from
Marjorie.
Muppet Mayhem.
she looks like Janice.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Just not she hasn't got
Oh,
lip filler.
yeah.
I didn't think that was a
She's
Muppet.
awful. She
So-
does look like Janice.
I feel
mean,
horrible.
Janice. Well, she's
Like
back
you
to her.
know.
Like, I'm not gonna take off my top even if it is for art. One of those unfortunate Muppet addresses, unfortunate addresses. If you were awake and alive long enough to watch the State of the Union, oh my god,
Yeah, I was.
so long, Joe, so long. But God, he was feisty, wasn't it? He was feisty old man. I'm like,
Biden
calm
was
down,
on
Joe.
fire. He
was feisty, but
was
Marjorie-
ready to roll.
Marjorie, who was it? We shared a TikTok today to the group who was demanding decorum in the house, was once again back to her old antics of
Heckling the
shouting,
president.
heckling the president like a fucking muppet sitting in the balcony. Statler and Waldorf, she ain't, baby. She is not
You're
Statler and
frozen,
Waldorf.
Jeff. Oh, no.
Yeah, I know, right? But
He was
so
asleep.
she, I know, she's her ass is in it. Her ass is in a tear about Lake and Riley at the moment and how the association because Laken is dead because of Joe Biden.
No.
Is that right? That's what
her
Marjorie says.
assertion, but that's not the reality.
That's what Marjorie says. Marjorie
Well,
says,
let's take apart Marjorie's shit.
please do.
First of all,
Wait.
she was fined $130,000 because there is a law that you cannot wear hats in the house. And she was warned before she put the hat on that it was illegal to be wearing the hat in the house. And she wore it anyway. She heckled the president about this person, and she kept screaming, say her name, as if this was some sort of tragedy and Biden killed her personally. And it is a tragedy. I don't want to minimize the loss of
no one went hunting with them. Remember when members of your parliament could shoot people in the face?
Screaming, say her name with the victims of Sandy Hook. Why are we not saying the names of those 24 6-year-olds that were shot to death because of our horrific gun laws in this country? Why are they not saying the names of the kids that were killed in Marjorie Stoneman Douglas School because of our gun laws? You know what? Until we're saying their names every fucking day, you can shut the fuck up with one person who was killed by an immigrant. You've got right in there two examples. You've got 50 children killed by guns. And that was just 2 examples. We have 15 school shootings a month these days.
The gun laws still haven't been changed.
And the gun laws still haven't changed.
And my argument was in the comments, okay, that's fine. Joe Biden can be responsible for that. I was like, does that make Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene responsible for every injury and death that occurred because of the insurrection? They directly incited it.
Yeah.
It is literally a reaction of their whoa, Aurora Borealis. It's a direct reaction to their actions. So if that's the game we're playing, that's fine. Donald Trump then is responsible for hundreds of thousands of American deaths because of his non-response to COVID. If that's the game we're playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's like we can go back in history and go, oh, you're the cause for all the deaths in Vietnam. You're the cause for all the deaths. That's not how. That's not how the world works.
That's not how this works. No.
Marjorie is a fucking moron, and she needs to be silenced.
Wackadoo got the gavel today. I don't know how she's second in command and the majority leader, and she kept screaming.
She got laughed out.
Decorum, and they couldn't stop laughing.
She got laughed the fuck down.
It was beautiful.
Jesus.
For someone like her to demand decorum is like, I don't know, asking what's for dinner at Hannibal Lecter's house.
It is irony.
It's like,
extreme.
I don't know. It's just like, that is ironic. Alanis Morissette would be very, very pleased with that. It's like, what a bitch. Like,
I know.
And people, we talked about it all. I went on a bit of a rant last week. You think it's funny until they're in power. And you're gonna realize that they don't actually care about you.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't care about you.
For 1 minute that Marjorie understands the definition of decorum?
No.
I don't
know if Marjorie understands left and right, up and down.
I'm gonna bet she can't spell it.
Dogsy has a lot to say. Right, this one really rubs me the whole imagination argument because I've been through it. I've also been in the EU when the migrant crisis happened. Don't build a wall up. Don't build a wall. Don't up security reform imagination. You make the process. Oh,
immigration.
Where'd it go?
No, it says imagination. It's probably
immigration.
Immigrant process simple. You will see more legal immigration and don't have a fucking lottery for green cards. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's true. But also, don't elect complete fucking utter nuffs to seats of power. I guess because it ends up doing stuff like this. It has spread to Canada, ladies and gentlemen, the idea that we can ban books. So To Kill a Mockingbird has been removed from Canadian, not all, but a Canadian school administrators section. not a huge part, but we've been through this in America with, the choice to read something is the choice to read something. My issue with it is that they're saying it might offend or upset the reader.
Traumatize
the children. That's the point. That's the point.
Why
right?
Why are they not worried about traumatizing the marginalized children?
Yeah. Is that not
They're not fucking worried about kids being shot in school every fucking day.
Well, exactly.
But we can't have them realize that, in the past, we can't, things were, people spoke a certain way. People have these attitudes. And the reason that, like, the more that I look at it, the reason that we're hiding that is because it's evidence that we've done it before. So when it happens again, it's not this huge surprise.
Wait, I don't really remember this book. Who does it piss off?
Well, it's about.
Do you want a synopsis? It pisses off white people, white supremacists. There's a very particular line that is quoted all the time, and it's said by the lawyer who's defending the innocent black man who was accused of killing. I don't remember who he's accused of killing, but anyway, the line goes, "If you can convince the poorest white man that he is better than the best black man, you've given him the right to." I'm messing up that quote really badly, but it's a quote for equality. It's about, blacks and whites getting along. It's about being decent people. It's about loving one another and not giving into the
Oh, so of course the white people don't want that in there.
Well, yes, that's why they don't want to teach slavery.
Of course not.
But this is the problem with this, revisionist history. You can't sanitize the past. It happened. It's
right.
historical
You
record.
can't go forward unless you learn the past.
This is fiction. This book is fiction. This is not a real
incident.
It's made
up. How closely does it reflect? It reflects the attitudes of the time.
The times it was written in, absolutely.
But enough about being butthurt over fucking book that was written how motherfucking long ago, that's been taught in schools for how goddamn long now. Like, get the fuck over it. I'm so sick of this shit already. It's annoying. It's actually getting annoying.
That what they're saying, though? They're trying to say, like, get the fuck over it. Why do we have to teach this shit?
Because this is what we learned.
History.
No, they're not saying get over it. They're saying
I absolutely.
Good or bad or indifferent, it's history.
No, I absolutely.
They're saying it is possibly damaging to the children to know this information when they're on fucking social media all day getting like.
Why was it damaging to me? Why wasn't it damaging to me then? I had to read the book. My mom probably read the goddamn book. Like,
we're on gun control. Do you think wearing a Kevlar backpack is not damaging?
Like having to walk through fucking metal detectors in elementary school? Right.
What, worry about a fucking book they're reading? A fiction book?
Many
different schools. Half of them are just writing the answers from the stuff the teacher said.
Honestly, if anything, I'd be more emotionally disturbed about reading Madeline, of a little girl who's in a fucking orphanage. Like, what the fuck? I'd be more emotionally damaged over that than reading about Boo motherfucking Radley. Like, are you kidding me right now? It's just. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. It just drives me nuts.
The way that I look at it, I've said this on the show before as well. I distinctly remember, and they would never let this happen in schools anymore. But in year 7, so my freshman year of high school for the Americans, we were sat down and we watched footage from the concentration camps.
Yeah, so did we.
Yeah, so did we.
That would not happen anymore. But do you know what one of my defining memories of high school was? Sitting in that room, watching that footage and going, oh my God. Because you can't put things...
I watched 9/11 happen on the television in my school. I watched the concentration camp videos. Everybody saw that shit. Again, it's stuff that we learned.
And if it was in 9th or like 10th grade, the English teacher... she was great. She was an amazing woman. She taught in public school. I ended up becoming real close friends with her granddaughter. she had us reading a book called "To Destroy You Is No Loss," and it was about the concentration camps in Phnom Penh. And we never finished the book, which was devastating.
Oh,
And
no.
I've always said, like, oh my God, I need to get this book right now. And I don't think it's easy to get. I think I've looked. I need to actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I need to, when I get off the air, go look.
Shit, Jeffrey's going shopping.
Because it was, it was this girl's story of what they went through. And it's
Didn't every single one of us
insane.
read the Diary of Anne Frank?
This
No.
when does that become potentially damaging?
Yeah.
Do you know because the other books on this list are The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie, John Ball's In the Heat of the Night, and Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. They are all
Of Mice and Men. That was a great motherfucking book too. I love that book. But again, that was a message too about retards. Like, what do you it's just, again, there are so many books that I read that had so many messages about so many things that I feel like if my daughter wasn't taught these things with these certain books, that yes, there would be, I feel like she would be missing out. Like, I would have to read her these things. Like,
right.
I don't know. I just, if my school system fails her, I would be pissed. It's just things that
people wonder why
you have to go through.
There's so many people homeschooling their kids because they're just doing crazy
Well,
shit. And then
how many of the homeschoolers are not teaching these books because of those reasons? That's the problem. I mean, I know that there are homeschoolers that have taken their children out of public schools because there's too much smut and you can't control the narrative, and they're not teaching their kids any science. The science they're learning is the Bible. The history they're learning
Lord of the
is the
Flies?
Bible.
we're doing the Bible classes, but that's because I think my
Lord of the
kids
Flies?
My kids need
What
the Bible.
was the purpose of that damn book? All the boys on the island, right? Like, didn't one of them die or some shit?
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies, yeah.
Lord of the Flies is about, how quickly civilization can degrade and creating their own civilization, which is probably something we should be studying at the moment because,
Right. But again, these are staples. I feel like these are staples that need to be taught or should be taught because it's American literature.
What was that?
Sustaining home.
Jeffrey?
What?
Making a self-sustaining home. How to fucking plant vegetables. You should be learning that. How to build solar panels. How to fucking.
You know what? If she taught that if they taught that instead of the books, then fine. At least she's fucking learning something.
This is the thing. We all everyone guffawed and was like, whatever, when we got rid of stuff like home ec and all that kind of stuff. But they're like, oh, it's so rustic. But everyone should be learning that. Everyone should be learning that.
Civics.
Like civics. Learn how to exist within a society, not go, I am a unique individual and I get to do whatever I want.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
oh god,
that could lead to a very toxic environment, and I'm not surprised that this workplace is toxic. But the truth is coming out behind Queer Eye, the new Queer Eye.
I hate this.
The drama. I
really fucking hate that bitch is in a strapless or a fucking no. He needs to fucking put something over his arms.
Nipples?
You're upset about the arms, Jeff? Is that what's happening?
I don't like the bare shoulders on that man.
Jonathan?
It's not.
Well, Jonathan Van Ness.
JVN. He's not a nice person.
Jeffrey's wearing that dress tomorrow night to the show, by the way.
Yeah, JVN is apparently.
I like Tim. I like Bill.
JVN is apparently a monster to work for.
You could tell with those arms.
I think that.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
Yeah.
The old Queer Eye for the straight guy. You remember the blonde guy with the big nose?
Yes.
Like the main guy. When I was a waitress at Pizza Hut, he came in one day and I got an autograph from him. The hot dog Pizza Hut of all the fucking Pizza Huts in the world. He visited, and I was like, "That's him!" It was the fucking craziest thing. He sat down. I was his waitress.
There always seems to be a problem with the breakout star of the show. So like it or not, Jonathan is the breakout star of the group. Karamo has his talk show. Yes, I'm sure people watch it.
Well, Sam's all over E. He was in the red carpet. He was,
Vera, which one of them live around? They live over at Skinny Atlas.
Oh,
that's one of the old casts, isn't it?
That's Tom Felice.
Oh, is it
Tam?
Yes.
Tam. But I love Anthony.
I have a signed copy of his book, but I didn't get it signed.
Anthony, mate.
Christina's got an intruder.
Anthony's the chef.
Somebody is leaf blowing. It's 9:45. What the fuck? I'm like, wait a minute. What is that?
With Taylor Swift. He was with her posse on her birthday.
I'll get you a picture.
Oh, God.
Because I'm like, I don't know it. I don't know her. I don't know any of these bitches.
I don't know her.
Hold, please. Just keep talking. So yeah, I'm not surprised by this news, but we've all worked with toxic people before. Like everyone's like, "Oh, I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised this happens." I'm like, it happens in every workplace, though. Why are you surprised when they throw 5 complete strangers together who all want to be famous?
What
they get this? They get that fame, and we expect everything to be super cool.
One of my favorite comments over this whole thing was somebody said they are a boy band, essentially.
Yeah, it's like a boy band.
It's very weird to me that you put however many people on a TV show of any kind, right? A sitcom, a drama, whatever.
Podcast.
And people are like, "Oh, you're all friends, right?" Like they really.
Yeah.
Are you friends with all of your coworkers? Do you all are you besties? Do you go home and hang out with all? No. So why do you think because they're good at their job that they're all besties? Like they work together and they fucking go home. Some of them fuck because they're pretending to fuck on TV. Like that's it. That's how it works. I don't understand why this is so complicated.
He's getting his DoorDash.
Oh my God, are you getting a dick dash?
No, there's someone very loud outside. I don't know who it is.
Is it your trick?
No, none of that.
You bitch on the move. You bitch on the move. Take the camera.
No, if it was Anthony, though. Anthony.
Oh, hello.
He's very like 90s gay.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know. I'll be back. Can you continue talking for a second? I'll be back.
I don't really.
Is this the clear eye from the straight guy?
Yes, it is.
He's the one that's technically the cooking expert.
That one's the cooking expert?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't trust
anything he wants as long as he's not wearing anything.
No mother cook. No, I'm not gonna trust you to be the cook if you look like that. No.
I would.
Bitch, you only cook vegetables. Which I'm fine with that, but they're gonna they coming out with the boiled chicken and shit with nothing on it. Like,
you're probably right. Eating chicken.
You're right. You're not shredded like that using seasoning.
There ain't no salt and pepper up in that motherfucking dish.
He ain't got nothing in the cupboard. There's no spices nowhere.
No. Salmon every night. And it's like steamed.
With nothing. White rice.
Broccoli. What? No.
With
it's quinoa. It'll probably be quinoa or with brown rice, right? But I heard brown rice is like even worse for you than white rice. I heard it's like 10 times worse for you because of like the green in it. There's like a reason. I read it a couple months ago actually, and I mean I don't eat brown rice anyway, but
I'm getting to the point where I can't eat anything. So this is fun.
I'm getting to the point where I eat everything.
Oh, kale. You're right. He's probably the son of a bitch that eats the kale chips. No.
No, I don't.
No kale chips.
I can get down with almost
with avocado oil.
Oh, I can get down with that.
All 5 of them eat kale chips.
Kale
is the only one with a belly.
No, like what's that one soup that's got all the kale in it? You keep
the guy with the dress doesn't eat kale chips.
Don't show up when that looks. I get that. No.
Don't do the kale.
Fuck you, keep your
Hell is
kale.
nature's brew.
I'll wipe my ass with some kale, okay? Look, if shit goes south,
Ooh.
grow it toilet paper. Nuh-uh.
So you don't
Well-
want your kids to be taught how to grow kale.
For toilet paper.
For toilet paper.
That
But maybe
That's
they
it.
I have tried. I made it, tried to make it. I was like, well, maybe I can make it like a collard green, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Still
It's
tastes
Maybe
just
they
awful. It's like bitter.
It's
maybe
great.
they should be
very
eating
bitter.
kale. Maybe they should be eating kale though if it lets you look like this.
He didn't look that great
Okay.
either.
Probably
He
the
just-
most
he
interesting
needs
thing
a
to come out of the
tan.
He's
Oscars
got the
though.
kind of body where he's got a metabolism. He
Yeah.
can eat the pasta
Yeah.
and cheese.
I mean, he's a gorgeous man. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to be.
Yes,
upset.
but he
they're
needs
both
a
very
tan.
gorgeous.
Yeah, well,
Like,
look,
why doesn't anybody help this boy sit out in the sun? Like,
Well,
I
why
just.
can't he just have an OnlyFans to show us what he's working with? Show us what he got.
well, here's what he actually was wearing.
yeah,
everyone that
he had
needs to
on like
know.
a nude
Like a
diaper.
That's
Oh,
sexy.
okay.
Isn't that sexy?
I love that this got posted though.
Yeah. Well, we didn't post it because we haven't had
yeah,
a
we
lot
were
of
gonna
luck
talk
with.
about-
We haven't
But
had a
why
lot
did-
of luck with male celebrities, and
Did you not share that to the group message?
no, I was waiting for today. I was waiting for a reaction today. But, that's all right.
It was
I
a
had
funny
seen it
bit.
already.
It was what was a funny bit?
Well, look, it was probably the most interesting
It
part of the
was.
Oscars, right?
Well, I think it was the I'm just Ken number.
And Billie Eilish. I lied. There was a couple of interesting parts. I was like, you go, girl.
I mean, is anything gonna be like what's gonna top?
A
I
quarter.
don't
we have-
Remember that bad blow? Right.
you
Ding!
can tell
Right
Dogsy
off of it.
watches
At
the
least
show.
20
I
feet.
don't know. It could be a steroid count, so it might be low.
Yeah, you never know. It could,
Well,
it could be
that front pouch wasn't very
full.
yeah.
It wasn't very full. That's all right.
Well, think about it. He's a wrestler. Again, all the drugs he probably did in the past to build himself up. If it's not all natural,
Yeah.
it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can kind of look at guys and kind of like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
immediately. Yeah.
It's like you got maybe like
If it's
he's
BDE or
probably
not.
like- right. He's probably like 4.5, 5.
Yeah. No,
I
I think.
doubt-
Yeah.
I doubt he's topping.
Yeah, you're right.
six. I
Anything
doubt
more
he's
than
topping
5.
6.
Yeah.
But
No.
he's always like I like that they're making a big thing out of it, but
Like,
he's always naked. Like every movie I've seen him in, he's not nearly always naked. Thanks to Jeffrey, I've used quarters as a measurement at work, and now I have the strangest looks. There you go. Who says we don't educate on this show?
That's right.
That's right.
Who says
How
we
many
don't
quarters?
educate?
all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, look, and some things are delightful to see and hear. This is kind of a bit of Schadenfreude, right? Did you guys hear about the Chick-fil-A manager who got caught traveling across state lines to have sex with a child?
Wasn't
But
that
the
how it
gays-
works?
No.
The gays are the
This
problem.
fucking piece of shit, low-life asshole. Just, again, what does it matter where he works? Like, why
was
bring
it
the
a-
Chick-fil-A into it?
Was it a
Well, because
manager? I thought it was
Chick-fil-A
like a
is-
It wasn't
CEO. or
on the
something.
clock, right?
But Chick-fil-A
Why they bring because
Yeah,
the brand directly said aligns itself with all the good things that baby Jesus has to
yeah, the
offer.
brand
and-
does.
Yeah, exactly. And he is an owner of I think he's a franchisee or whatever.
Oh, I
He's
thought
a
he was a
franchise.
big wig in
Yeah.
the company.
So
No?
you don't. This is like the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing. You don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to be a part of a company that donates to anti-LGBT, alphabet mafia stuff,
All those things.
literally spread hate, and then not get called out for fucking children. I'm sorry,
Right.
that's not how it works.
Okay,
babe.
I
Not
get
the
it.
modern world.
But do you think that they actually, like, when they interview you, do they ask you, like, are you Catholic? Do you love God?
Well,
Do you think
Well,
that they're
they're
asking these
not Catholic.
He
questions?
bought the
Like-
franchise, right? He was the franchise owner. He wasn't just a manager.
Yes, because he's got
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
He probably is an investor or something. Who
Money
cares?
from-
What
money from
the
Jesus.
fuck where he works?
Money from
I'm just saying,
Jesus.
like, I get it. I get the correlation. I get it. But look at all the people who are fraudsters that work at banks. It's like, oh, he works at Chase. Okay. So what? He's still
Schadenfreude.
a fucking low life asshole.
Yeah.
Whether he
one's
worked at
disputing that.
Chick-fil-A or
Look at how
Chase or if he
many of
worked at
them
McDonald's, we
created-
all would have found out about
It's
this.
just the
It's
extra
just the-
hypocritical nature.
The irony is a
Right.
bit
It
It wouldn't
delicious.
have
loves
been such a
Jesus.
big picture, a big
You know,
story
it's like
if
the
he worked at
there's
McDonald's.
also- There are statistics that show that the majority of people that are arrested, there used to be a TikToker who was keeping a running tally of the number of people. Is your hair bothering you, Steve?
Yeah.
The number of people that are arrested for pedophilia, and the majority of them are Christian identified pastors and
Oh yeah.
child care,
There you
child
go.
All that repression can't be good for you.
and sports coaches.
Yeah.
You
Because the
know,
Bible says,
Not like
There is
Boy
Don't
Scout
touch yourself.
one out of the last year that I was following her, I haven't seen her in a long time. She doesn't pop up in my feed anymore. But the last statistic that I was following, there's like 2,021 arrests for pedophilia in that country in that year or that quarter or whatever the time period was, and only one of them was LGBTQ. All the rest were straight white men in these positions of power.
Because do you know where all the gays were?
Not yet identified as gay.
Do you know where all the gays were?
What?
Watching Madonna and Kylie.
Dancing.
Yeah, they
Hey.
were.
Don't go to the show. You in a wheelchair though.
How funny is that? It's like, why aren't you standing up? And then the girl's in a wheelchair.
Oh no.
That's pretty
Oh,
funny.
Madonna. Oh, Madonna. Never change. Please never change. Like, that's just a fucking good
I
shit.
love
That's-
hydrangeas.
That is good. That's some good shit. We'll do a quick whip around. Eric Carmen died. He
I
can't
know.
live.
That's sad.
Just in general, he can't live.
Well, he hasn't
I
had a hit
guess
year,
his eyes
but-
aren't hungry anymore.
No, hungry eyes. But there was the birthday of we got an exclusive picture from
What a
inside
bunch.
Liza Minnelli's 78th birthday. Question
Oh,
mark?
that was
Look at
kind of
Liza.
upsetting.
Awful, doesn't she?
Liza, I love you, Liza. Happy birthday, Liza. It's your
She's
birthday.
gotta only have like
Oh,
3 heartbeats. left.
stop.
You
Liza's
Awful.
that had
Liza's
doing
birthday.
this and she's not doing well.
She can't help it.
She's
Liza.
old, guys. Come on.
She's not that much older than I am.
Fucking
We're gonna probably have
78 is
How
not
old is she?
old, bitch.
She's
78 is a little old.
Fucking Jane Fonda's what, 80?
90.
Yeah.
Jane Fonda's
Jane
90.
Fonda is a young 80
Jane
something.
Fonda is not 90.
Liza is an old
Oh,
70
please.
something. It's different. Just like Richard Lewis was a very old 76. Okay?
I know, that one blew me away.
Well, you can be
But
an
Larry
old
David is a
60.
young 76.
I'm
Larry
sorry, no, I
David
got
is a
that
young
wrong.
76.
She's 86. I'm
Yeah.
incorrect.
Okay,
you,
see,
bitch.
she's old.
Is it Lily Tomlin?
86 is fucking old.
Someone's 90. Someone's 90.
Yeah,
Is it Lily
Rita.
Tomlin?
Rita
Rita's
Moreno is
Yeah.
90. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rita, I'm Rita. Oh, no, she's
And-
84. Who's
and
90?
Carol.
Really, Rita. Okay.
Carol Burnett.
Oh, Carol. That's
Yeah,
right. And
Carol's
Carol's got it together out of everyone. She's living her best life. I love Carol Burnett.
Rita's living her
Fucking,
best
and
life. She
Dick
was at
Van
the
Dyke's
Oscars.
90, he was driving at 96. Granted, he took out the
Yeah,
fucking
Dick Van
kid in
Dyke's
his house.
987. Oh, shit. We've gone overtime. Hey, Vera.
Yeah,
Do you
Hey,
feel
what?
warm?
my shit's about to drop dead.
I could be.
Are you getting hot? That blows my eardrum out every time. I forget to take my headpiece out every time.
Here
Like,
we
fuck.
go.
All right, kids. Last week, my event got thrown away in the middle of the show, and I never got to the conclusion. And I didn't really have a conclusion. I just exploded on the fact that we have an ill-informed electorate in this country. And I spent the entire week thinking about how do we ever fix this? There are two sets of facts. There are people who watch Fox News and ardently and deeply believe that Trump won that last election, even though 62 different court cases Trump was unable to prove it in court that anything untoward happened. And there are, equally, guilty people on the left who believe outrageous things. How do we get back to the middle? How do we get to a point where we're getting the right information? And I did some research and I came across a website, and I know that I've talked about this before, but I want to bring it up again, and I want people to hear me. If you Google media bias chart, it will show you the most popular media and where they fall on the spectrum. And it's a double-sided spectrum, and it talks about center, right, and left. And it talks about fact, opinion, bullshit. Now I know that if this people were obsessing us, we would fall in the bullshit category. We're strictly entertainment and opinion. But there are things on the top. There are good sources of information that Americans need to be able to check out. We need to be able to find the truth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the three.
I can hear his noise.
Am I interrupting someone?
All right. Well, I'll be finishing in a sec.
What's going on?
Oh, we're finished. No. Are you there?
I'm here. I didn't finish my thought because people were talking.
Oh, it's me. Keep going.
The three fairest, most factual websites and news sources in this country are the Pew Center for Research, the Stars and Stripes, and the Army Times. They are closest to non-biased, and they are most factual. Please, please take the effort to inform yourselves. Okay, now I'm done.
Hi.
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 Am I ignoring you? Am I annoying people?
No, I had some. That was probably me. You could hear.
Okay.
There's just been a little bit of drama, but it's okay. Jeffrey's died. Something's happened to Jeff.
I know.
He's gone to the light finally. He's gone to find the light of Jesus.
That doesn't look like his dining room.
Yeah, no, that was weird. Where are we? That's the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's the kitchen. I can see the kitchen cabinets.
Yeah, kitchen.
I can see the kitchen cabinets. All right, well, we've made it to the end of another journey, folks. Thanks for joining us this week on Uncensored Radio's You See Our Life. It's been real. There'll be something coming at you this week. I'm not sure what. Something's happening. Something's happening on Tuesday, but we'll see. And then we'll be back next Thursday/Friday to discuss the dramas of the week and do all the things that we normally do. So thank you, Christina. Thank you, Vera. Thank you, Absent Jeff, for joining us. And we will, keep it nice and simple and godly.
Keep hunting.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Wednesday.
Hi.
Oh my God.
We're going.
It's just us, I guess.
It's just us
Fuck me,
again.
right?